Hello. This time we're going to see how to enter other types of functions. Sometimes functions are written in a form that isn't quite in the normal function form. So an example, I'm going to write this in as text, would be to have something that was given to you like y squared plus 3, no, I'll take away 3, is equal to x to the power 4. So that's sometimes how graphs are written. More usually it's a lowercase y, so I'll write it like this. And the instruction for us is to plot the graph of. And the confusing thing here is that the graph isn't in the usual thing f of x equals. For that we would need to have the expression y equals, and the thing after the equals is our function. So we want to rearrange this as y equals. In this case that's not particularly difficult to be able to do with pen and paper, but occasionally the implicit function, and by the way this is an example of a function that's defined implicitly, sometimes the implicit function is somewhat more difficult than this to dig out, in other words to rearrange in the form y equals. So to help us with that we're going to use another Mathematica command called solve. We want to solve this equation for y because we want y equals. So I issue the command solve, then I write in the equation y to the power 2 minus 3 equals for x to the power 4. Now notice I've done two equal signs there. That's because when you're writing an equation in Mathematica you must write two equals, not a single equals. You only use single equals for defining things. So the equation is equals, so double equals x to the power 4. And I want to solve for y. I want y equals, so I have to say comma y. Then close the square brackets, shift enter. Oh, sorry, I didn't do shift enter. So shift enter. And there I get my two answers out. I've got this extra square because of the mistake I made earlier on, so let me just delete that. Shift enter, there we go. There are two solutions, so we have to plot two things. So we would plot one thing. All I'm going to do now is highlight. I right click to bring up a menu, copy, move down to where I want the plot to be and paste. And I want to plot this over a fairly large range so I can see it widely enough. I'm going to say from x is minus 5 to 5, and then I'll zoom in or out depending on whether that's good enough or not. Now that's only one part of the graph, but I'll explain about the other in a moment. And there is my half of the graph. To get up the other one, I could do it on a separate graph or I could do them in the same graph. But to see how to do two graphs on one axis, that's in another video which will come up next.